possibly Caleb sent Edgar Berlanga an offer?
Man, I didn't want to get into it when I talked to you because I don't like talking about the business side because there's so many lies and there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and you got to let these fights take place. But I told you that, like, people getting all worked up over that fight. Um,
Fat
I
Joe's and
just,
Caleb's comments.
yeah, I just don't think I want to talk about that. Don't got nothing to do with the fight, but um, I just knew that they wasn't gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? I just knew that they're not gonna fight. So people could think what they want, they could say what they want. I know what the truth is. I know what's going on with the fights. And this is what happens in boxing. Sometimes where guys get paid certain amounts of money and they get a certain kind of status, um, they really don't be looking to they become a little bit enabled. Is that a good word? So, the fight just not gonna happen. It's just that simple. I don't want to get into why because it's gonna be too much back and forth. I'm not trying to, get into all of that, trying to defend my guy or to just defend my point of view or whatever. But I'm pretty good with this stuff. If I tell you something, man, I'm being honest with you without going into too much details. I just didn't think it was going to happen right now. Something's going to have to change with their status for this fight to happen. And honestly, Caleb is a bad style for him. He just is. He would rather fight guys like Munguia
Okay.
that's in front of, and I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. If I was Edgar Berlanga and he paid me that kind of, and I never won a world title. I never won a world title. Just think about that. That guy got like report $8, $9 as a challenger. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Just think about that. That's a lot of money. That's more money than fighters way better than Edgar Berlanga ever made in one night. Ever made. Did Andre Ward ever get that in one night? I think his biggest paydays was Kovalev, if I'm not mistaken. $5 or $6 million.
Mm.
Edgar Berlanga got a lot of money to fight Canelo, and he lost every round. I'm not disrespecting him. I think he fought good, but he probably lost at least 10 or 11 rounds, and he never won a world title. He got 11, got like $8 or $9 million. Whatever report was true, that's a lot of money as a world title challenger. So it's hard to get that kind of guy to take a fight with Caleb Plant where he's going to be the underdog in it. Like when the odds come out, he's going to be the underdog.
Vegas odds.
Yeah, they're going to think Caleb is going to win. And why would he take? See, it's easy to lose to Canelo because Canelo's a legend. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to lose to Canelo because he's the higher rated guy. But if he lose to Caleb after he done said so much stuff about Caleb and he can't fight, he can't do this, bro, that's gonna be like if Edgar Berlanga loses to Caleb Plant, his career is probably over with. Because like nobody wants to say this part, but I'll say it. Nobody wants to get beat by the white boy. That's a problem. Because white boys, especially from America, not you know, the ones from the previous Soviet Union, they're looked at as a little bit different. But American white boys, people don't want to lose to them. I know I live in Philadelphia. That's just the gym talk that's off the record. Like it is what it is. So when you got a white kid like Caleb that talk a lot of shit and got a little bit of swag, bro, that's embarrassing to lose to him.
But he's
For these
nasty.
guys,
But Caleb's nasty, and he's a former champion.
Caleb could fight his ass off, but they still don't want to lose to the white dude. So it's easier to lose to other guys. So just imagine this. This is why fighters got to be careful. You talk shit about your opponent, you put him down, you call him a bum, and you do all those things, and then you lose to him. So if he was a bum and you lost to him, what does that make you? That's why you got to be careful when you downplay your opponents. That's why I never devalue an opponent. Because if you devalue the opponent, you devalue your accomplishment if you beat him, and then you make yourself look bad if you lose to him. So now Edgar Berlanga has said a lot of bad stuff about Caleb. With Caleb going in the ring, box circles around him, he never touch him, and he gets an easy unanimous decision. Do you know what that does for Edgar Berlanga's career? So I'm just telling you, unless something changed with what's going on with them, they're not going to fight right now. And it's 2025, right? I told you that a minute ago. They ain't going to fight this year. So I'm just telling you, Edgar Berlenga is in a privileged position because he could pick certain kind of guys to fight. See, angling towards Jamie Munguia. You know why? He was just knocked out, comes right at you. He could be damaged after that knockout. That was a bad knockout. He would rather fight him than a guy that's going to be moving, feinting, using his reflexes, those kind of things. It's going to be different. Just telling you. And it's not about being scared. It's about, why would I take this chance if I don't have to? Caleb want to fight, but he's not going to let the guy make more money than him and dictate to him what he's going to make. And I don't blame him. So, I honestly told him, just leave the fight alone. If it happens, it happens. If it don't just go in another direction. Don't keep wasting your time. He's 32 years old. It might happen when he get 34, 35, because then people might think he slowed down a little bit. Edgar's younger than Caleb. But right now, it ain't going to happen.
So Caleb tried to make the fight happen, at least in his side, in his defense.
Mhm.
Wow.
Caleb wants to fight. You know what I mean? One thing about Caleb, man, he's almost a little bit too honest. He knows who'll give him trouble. He knows he'll fight. And he'll pretty much fight anybody, bro. He take heavy smoke. You know what I'm saying? He wants to fight,
Nah, he's
but
no duck. He's no
it's
duck.
easy. It's easier for them to make Jamal and Caleb, because they both under the PBC banner. The slap, the controversy, all that kind of stuff is easy for the promotion. So you don't have to waste his time going after Edgar when they're going to be arguing over who gets this and who gets that and who gets this and who gets that. The dynamics of Caleb and Jamal is a little bit easier, in my opinion, because that's really 50-50. Jamal's a 2-division champion. Jamal is undefeated. So you could just slice the pie in half. Plant side take this, Charlo side take this, give everybody a date, and we could go meet. With Edgar, it's going to be too much back and forth, and it's like, bro, don't nobody got time for all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't negotiate Caleb's contract, but I just know that Caleb is not going to give Edgar certain things. Edgar's not going to give Caleb certain things. And everybody going to be wasting their time. You know what I mean? As a trainer, I train other guys. I don't got time to be sitting around waiting. Yo, bro, when is the date? When is the date? I got to leave, go with my tell my family I'm leaving, doing. Oh, it's just not even worth it. You get strung out on these dates. You got to have a life outside of boxing. And I got other fighters that I train. You'll be waiting a year, 2 years, just waiting on one date on one guy that's standing you up. You didn't seen that in boxing. You can't chase a guy. If he don't want to fight, you just move on to the next guy. And it helps you with your negotiations, because then guys know that they can't play with you. They know that they can't just drag you out and be secretly looking for other opponents. But I think Edgar is a real good fighter. I think that he's a good puncher. I think he got a real good coach. I think it will be a big event, but I just think that the personalities, neither one of them, this is exactly what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's scared of Caleb. I'm saying that the way their personalities is set up and the way he went the distance with Canelo, and Caleb got stopped by Canelo, and he thinks he's better than Caleb. All of those things are going to make for roadblocks in negotiations. That's what I'm trying to say. I could
Right.
tell when two guys can make a fight and when two guys, they can't make a fight. Caleb wants to make the fight, but it's too many things on the other side that's going to prevent it, because he's not going to just give up certain things. About to be 33 years old, and he knows he's accomplished more in this sport than Edgar. He's not going to give up things, and Edgar's not going to give up things, because he's saying, I'm the new fresh face. I went to distance with Canelo. You didn't, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it ain't even worth it. You just go your way, dude. That's how I feel about it. But Caleb could do whatever he wants to do.
Stylistically, right? Obviously, we know that Edgar Berlanga comes in really heavy on fight night. Charlo coming into this weight division, but obviously proving himself being a two weight division champion. Um, who do you feel like possesses more of a threat? You know what I mean?
I think Charlo is the better, more proven fighter, but I got to see this version of Charlo before I could say. I haven't seen Charlo fight in a
Right.
long time. The Charlo in his prime, to me, is better than Edgar Berlanga, a lot better. But I haven't, there's no disrespect to Edgar. Edgar's a good fighter, but Charlo's done more. He's won titles at 54, he's won titles at 60. He just has a more accomplished career. but I haven't seen Jamal in a long time, a really long time. I can't even remember when his last fight was. What was it? Jose Benavidez?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's too long for me to be able to tell what he got right now. Things change with fighters. Jamal's 34. He's going to be 34, 35 by the time they fight, I believe. So I don't know. I can't really say. All I can say is prom for prom, best day for best day, the best version of Jamal. I saw the best version of Jamal. So the
Oh
best
yeah,
version of
that's right.
Jamal,
That's right.
in my opinion, is better than the best version of Edgar. But right now, Edgar could be a harder fight because he could be in a better state in his career.
I
I
agree.
gotta see where Jamal mental state is, all that kind of stuff. You just don't really know.
100%. Now, as far as and you make a clear point, you know what I mean? Because all those things are gonna come into negotiations. Yeah, he went, Caleb got stopped by Canelo. He goes the distance with Canelo. But it's like I can see that Caleb's in the at the not at the end of his career, but he's done so much that it's like Edgar can kind of like sit back and be like, all right, I can fight Charlo after you.
Yeah,
Maybe I can fight Is Mungia a better fight? Is it more profitable for me to fight Mungia at this moment in time? Obviously, we've seen that a chink in his armor in his last fight as well.
I think that McGee's style matches up with Edgar better. Bro, let me just tell you this. People don't like fighting slick boxers who use their feet. It's
Mhm.
easier for a puncher to hit a stationary target. That's a fact. That's why a guy like Shakur Stevenson don't get a lot of fights. They don't like the movement of that. You see them big heavyweights, Usyk's feet in and out, always around, in and out, always around, in and out, always. That drives you crazy. So Edgar Berlanga, if he don't got nothing else, he got smart people around him. So somebody's like, man, fuck that. You want to go in the ring with this fast ass white dude that could give you trouble and went the distance with Benavidez and gave Canelo hell for 11 rounds, or do you want a guy
It's
that's
a
coming
different
right to
camp.
you?
It's a different camp.
Yes. Do you want a guy that's coming right to you that just got brutally knocked out? What you gonna say? I'm not even mad at Edgar. I probably would say the same thing. I'm just answering it when y'all ask me about the fight. But I'm not, listen, this is not the sport that I fell in love with in the 80s and 90s. This is a businessman sport. So if
Hmm.
I was Edgar and I took a see, it's one thing to lose to Canelo. He's a great fighter. It was a little early in my career. I really wasn't ready for that. But if Caleb beat him, it's like, bro, you're not on the level. You know what I'm saying? Like you talked a lot of shit. You really not on that level that you say you are. So it's easier for him to fight uh, um, a Jaime Munguia, and then they could go back with the Mexican versus Puerto Rico rivalry. I actually I think it's smart to be honest with you. I'm not
Now he just
criticizing
went
it.
in. He's training with Eddie Reynoso now too. So that Mexican media coming into the to this event as well.
Yeah, I mean whatever they could figure it out. I think it's a good fight.
You think it's a bigger fight for Edgar as well?
Then Caleb, no, I don't
No.
think Munguia is a bigger star than Caleb. I don't. Caleb got a lot of star power, man.
Yeah, he sold the pay per views.
Yeah, he got a lot of star power, man. I mean, you gotta give him credit. He sold more pay-per-views than Edgar did. You gotta
Hmm.
give him credit. He's done it. He's
Yeah.
headlined more big shows. He's made more money. He's won more titles. He's accomplished more. You gotta give him credit. This is not my opinion. That's just a real fact. That's a real fact. He was in a unification fight versus a prime Canelo. He defended his title a couple of times. He's made more money than him. He's headlined his own big shows. He's up. I'm not saying by a mile because Edgar got some star power too. We got the New York market, the Bariquas. He got star power too, but it's not where Caleb's is at. Caleb is a little bit higher than Edgar, and that's just the fact. And if they don't want to recognize it, then that's fine. Just I say move on, but I don't have the say in that.
So you know what you recapping what you said earlier. You feel like that fight not gonna happen anytime soon.
Yes, it's not happening this year.
That's not.
Listen, these guys only fight once every 7, 8, 9 months. So if the fights aren't set like they set in Jamal and Caleb, they're not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
We in April already.
Mm-hmm.
So people ask me about it's not that I get aggravated, it's not that I'm being pessimistic. I just know what happens was happening. You know what I'm saying? I do got to go to camp. I do talk to Caleb Plant. I have been with PBC for 13 years. I do know a little something about what's going on. So when I hear that stuff, I'm like, okay, y'all public, y'all just saying anything on Twitter, X, or whatever. Y'all just don't know. But I just let people just keep talking. But Caleb wanted to fight. He tried to fight the guy. And then one day I said to him, like, look, man, just leave it alone. You're gonna keep getting strung out. Leave it alone, man. The fight will come when it'll come.
Yeah, because there's a video of Edgar saying that you don't send me offers, I send you offers. He's like, when we fight, I'm gonna get $20 million. You're gonna get 200,000. This was like yesterday that he mentioned it. So like hearing that there was an offer, it's like, damn, Edgar, like, what's happening?
Bro, you know what you need to do? Get him
Mm,
on your show and you ask him.
you know it. You know it.
That's what you need to do, man. But
You
I
know it.
don't, like I said, I don't really want to get into all of that, man. I
Hmm.
wish the brother a lot of luck and whatever. Just as a trainer,
I'll try to get him on.
yeah, I just try to tell guys like, don't waste your time with certain things. You got to be realistic in life in general, not just boxing. You just got to just be realistic. And some fights just not meant to be at certain times, and you got to move on.
Big facts.